Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. And in this video, I wanted to play with foil again on the gel plate, but I wanted to see if I could pull a gel plate print with the foil using the distress paints. So in previous videos, I have used the rock, paper, scissors label paper to adhere my aluminum foil down, which is what you see me doing here. And other people have suggested different adhesives, and so we're also going to try a couple different ones because this doesn't always give the best results. And like I've said before, aluminum foil has a memory. So if it gets a wrinkle in it or a crinkle or a fold or whatever, that stays there. You're not going to get rid of it. Now you can get rid of bubbles to some degree. You want to just press it out to the best of your ability and then take some kind of a pokey tool and simply poke the bubbles, and then again kind of, I'll say brayer, but you don't have to use a brayer, but just kind of press it out, and that pushes the air out that tiny little hole. And so these sheets are 8.5 by 11, and so I just cut it down into quarters so that I have 4 A2 size panels, 4.25 by 5.5. And so that was using the rock, paper, scissors label paper. This time you can see I'm using a regular old Elmer glue stick, and I am covering, I think this is an 80-pound cardstock. I think it's from Recollections, so maybe it's 65 pounds. But anyway, I'm using the glue stick and putting the foil down, and you can see it is a much cleaner adherence, if that makes sense. Very few wrinkles, very few bubbles, if any, and it worked really well. And I cut that down into fourths as well. And then here I'm using my Zig two-way glue pen, and not quite as good in terms of adhesion and the smoothness, if you will, of the foil once it's all glued down. But again, those wrinkles and crinkles and stuff, those don't bother me. They kind of add, I think, a little bit more character to whatever your project is. But the bubbles, if any, are really easy to get rid of as well. Again, trim that down, trim off the excess, cut it down into fourths. And then on the back of them, I did write what type of adhesive I used, just in case there was a difference as we move forward with the progress. So here you can see I'm putting Zig, and I also put glue stick on the others, and I can tell if it's the label paper. So, and these panels were just in my stash. They're left over from previous play dates. So I've never used my distress paints. I also have my Artezas, and I have some from, oh my gosh, the Dollar Tree. There's a variety of paints in that bucket. And I have a variety of mark making tools and all kinds of things. And I love bubble wrap. That's just my favorite thing. I have all those mark making tools, but I'm really not interested in them, to be honest. I like the bubble wrap. I don't know what it is. Bubble wrap and stencils really are my go-to. And again, I've never used these paints before. And in my experience here, they just bubble up. You can see them bubbling up even though I'm brayering it out. Yeah, just look at it. It's just kind of going, I don't even know how to describe that. But I'm using my bubble wrap. And then I pull the bubble wrap up, and I'm hoping I'm going to get this great print. But you can see as the bubbles sit there, or the paint sits there, even the shape of the bubble wrap just kind of goes away. So I'm using a piece of foil that's attached to the sticker paper. It was already in my stash, and that is a hot mess. It looks like sponge painting. So I did actually pull that with just some cardstock, and I'll use it at a later time. But for the sake of this video, I'm only showing you the gel plate pulls that I attempted with the foil. And so here I have some more of the distress paint and a little bit of the Arteza paint. Now this is one of the metallic Arteza paints, and that adheres to the gel plate. You can see where it did, but you can see the purple and the gray, they're just doing that beading up again. Now here you can see that I'm printing from the bubble wrap onto paper. I do that onto foil, as we move forward. I don't show that process, but what you just saw me do with the paper on the bubble wrap is the exact same thing I do with the bubble wrap onto foil, and I'll show you those panels here in just a little bit. But here is another one that I'm trying to pull again, and I was so frustrated. I really didn't even show it on camera, but yeah, it's just kind of a hot mess too, which you'll see here in 3, 2, 1. Yep, it looks like too much sponge painting. But that's the first one. You can see a little bit of gel of the bubble plate text or the bubble wrap texture in the beige one. This one is just muddled. It's just muddled. And then this is one that I printed the gel or the bubble wrap onto the foil. This one as well. This one as well. And then the one that was off screen there, I actually ended up not using. But on the background of this one is that first pull with the beige colored paints. And I've used Tim Holtz stencils and some of his black opaque paste that came out this year or in 2023. And it created a beautiful background. Now keep in mind that acrylic paint will dry and stay on the foil. It just does not want to pull with the foil, because whatever you pull your gel plate print with has to be absorbent, and of course tin foil is not absorbent, so it has to be porous so that it will absorb. But these that I printed with the bubble wrap I think are really fun. You can see that it's mostly foil, and there's the, you know, just the spots of the paint, and then of course I used those Tim Holtz stencils again with that black paste, and I just die cut them down and mounted them onto card bases and added whatever image I wanted to add. Each one is different. And then some of them have embellishments with the lace and stuff. Some of them don't. Now this one was that second panel that was all white mostly and a little bit of purple showing through. So I used purple as my focal color, if you will, to pull out the little bit of purple that was on the pull. And that stencil actually is from Hero Arts. And this is that same kind of a swirly, I don't even know, flourish, I guess, stencil. And these cute little polar bears are from Penny Black. You can see I have a little bit of embellishment up at the top right corner of the image panel with those two types of ribbon. But again, you're able to just see that little bit of bubble wrap in the background. Now this one I just stenciled on. It is a stencil from Hero Arts as well. It is very Van Gogh-esque. And I just put this one I didn't use acrylic paint. I used alcohol inks in just those fall colors. And I cut that panel in half, and of course I got the one with the boo, and then this one with the vampire girl, and she is fabulous. But this time I turned the panel sideways because I didn't want it to look like a starry sky or a stormy sky. But you can see where I got one of the larger panels to create the boo card, and then the smaller leftover bit, if you will, to create the fabulous. And so here they are. Of course, that first one with the snowmen is very different from the others, but I think they all turned out kind of fun. So y'all let me know if you have ever used distress paints, and have you ever used them on a gel plate? And if so, what were your results? Because you could see mine were not good, but that was using foil. Now, if I had only used paper, and I did use paper, some cardstock, again, I don't show it in this video because this one is focused on the foil, but those pulls weren't great either. You know, I don't chuck anything. I always make whatever my mess is into something presentable, if you will. And so, you know, I'll try to show that in a future video. But this time, like I said, for this video, I wanted to focus on the foil. And I think I have some very unique results. You know, you can get foiled cardstock and specialty paper and things like that, but this is just very unique using kitchen foil. So I still feel like the alcohol inks are my favorite medium on the gel plate and on tin foil. So, yep, let me know what your results have been if you've used it. Let me know if you have a favorite of these. And also go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you would. I have noticed that about 60% of my viewers are not subscribers. So, I'd love it if you would subscribe and come back. This is a happy, joyful place most of the time, and we like to have fun, and we'd love for you to join us. Until next time, guys, this is Nancy, the Handy Scandy. I love and appreciate you guys. I wish you again a happy new year, and I look forward to lots of fun with you. Until next time, mwah. This is Nancy, the Handy Scandy, and I'm out.